Zach Mueller from, well, Zach Mueller here, and sorry about that, I'm still used to the old intro. And welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about my album collection. I'm just doing an album collection because I do own a cassette, a singular cassette, and the albums are included burnt ones that were given to me by my ex's father. I'm probably going to get rid of them due to them not being official, and I'd rather support the bands than have burnt CDs. So anyways, well, let's get right into it. First we're going to start with the cassette. Abbot's Outstrider, I've listened to this album before. Really good black metal. I have a review of it out if you want to check that out in more depth, and it's a really good album. And I would recommend it to anybody who likes black metal, especially the Norwegian sound. Next, the Maiden. This is from Transcending Records, and I got this in the Metalhead box. They are a death metal band. I am not certain from where. I think the US. But this is their album Dread. The album cover is really kind of interesting. It's weird, but they're pretty good. This album's pretty good. I listened to it. I haven't listened to any of the CDs yet because I don't have a CD player. I've listened to a few in the car. So, but these guys are pretty good. Haven't listened to them in a while. Might listen to them today and do a review of this album specifically. I like to have the physical album to actually give reviews. If I'm ranking albums, then I'll do it as like yeah, here's what they are, and if I have them, I'll show them off. Okay, next. Korn's Do Nothing. Now this is the one with the slide out one, and surprisingly, this doesn't have any parental advisory sticker. I think it's because it was on the package, but yeah, on here you don't see any of this stuff, you just see it on the side. Korn's Do Nothing, and you see it on this side along with the back. But this was a good album. I got this a couple days, I think like a week after this came out. I found it in a Walmart. And I was like, I gotta pick this up. I like Korn, their new album was pretty good. Because I listened to it a day out of school, and I was just like, it's pretty good. Okay, let's see. Our next one, Iron Maiden's Fear the Dark. Now this is one of my favorite Iron Maiden albums. And it was a special collector's edition that came with a patch, which I actually have right below me, technically speaking. It came with this patch, and there's an Eddie figure back there that it came with as well. He's on top of the thing. He's on top of somewhere, and he's in that case back there. So, those are some of the... And that one's pretty good. It's got some good songs. My personal favorite is Be Quick or Be Dead, and Fear of the Dark. They're just really good songs, and I personally enjoyed this one. And the Eddie on this album looks pretty badass, if you ask me. Okay, next, The Very Beast of Dio. This one is a compilation album that consists of 16 songs. I got this at a Barnes & Noble, because I had a CD rack, and I was like, ooh, a Dio album. I got the Dio album and another album that will be coming up later. But yeah, it's got Stand Up and Shout, Holy Diver, Rainbow in the Dark, Straight Through the Heart, We Rock, The Last in Line, Mystery, King of Rock and Roll, Sacred Heart, Hungry for Heaven, Rock and Roll Children, Man on Silver Mountain, Live Edition, Dream Evil, I Could Have Been a Dreamer, Luck Up the Wolves, and Strange Highways. I've listened to this album multiple times in the car, and that's one of the ones I've played in the car. It's a great album. I've also listened to it on my phone multiple times. If you're a fan of Dio, I would suggest it because it's really good. If you're not a fan of Dio, and you want to get into Dio, I'd recommend it. And if you just don't like Dio, well, how can you call yourself a metalhead? I'm joking. Pick your own taste. But I've got 2 Dio patches. One's on this jacket, one's on my vest, which I know I keep talking about the vest. I'm working on sewing it right now. But here's my Dio patch on this one, right under Amon Amarth. And Cannibal Corpse is above it. Yeah, death metal, heavy metal. You know, I don't keep anything organized on here. I've got grindcore next to freaking Pantera. So, my other one's mostly black metal so far. Black metal and death metal. I've got Deicide, I've got the original name Amon on there as kind of a thing, but I count that as 2 separate bands because 2 different eras. Next in line is Slipknot's Iowa, my personal favorite Slipknot album. I've listened to this one about 20 times. I think I've listened to this in the car once, and it's really good. I like what they do with the parental advisory sticker. In the corner. it's a great album, and I would truly recommend this to anybody who likes Slipknot, and anybody who's just a fan of like really good production and some pretty badass riffs and vocals. Now, I'm not doing reviews of these. I've got some reviews up of albums, but I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna go into a full-fledged review of these because I can't right now. Next is THC, not weed. Texas Hippie Collision, and it's the album Pride of Texas. Now, this album's got some pretty good songs on it, and it's really cool. It's got the Texas flag on it, you know. Like Slipknot's got the goat head and Dio's got the wolf on the chain. But this one's got the Texas flag with a little bullhead in the middle. I don't know if that's actually how the Texas flag looks. I'm a Californian. I know how the one for our place looks. But it's got some pretty good songs. My favorite is Pissed Off and Mad About It, because that one's just awesome. But they've got some really good songs on this. I got this for Christmas, and I never heard of them until then, and I'm glad I did, because they kick ass, and their vocalist is amazing. Okay, the first album I ever bought myself, Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz. Now, the reason I bought this one, I'm a huge Ozzy Osbourne fan. I just love the album itself. I mean, even the look of it's got like a vinyl look to it, which I'm going to start collecting vinyls, and every time I get a vinyl and listen to it, I will review the quality. But, so there will be a Slipknot Iowa vinyl review. Slipknot, yeah, you get what I mean. But the album cover shows Ozzy holding a cross in like an attic-looking space or a church with like robes on and a skull and a horn behind him. Pretty neat stuff. And this one's got some really good songs. Of course, it's got I Don't Know is pretty good. Crazy Train, Goodbye to Romance, D, Suicide Solution, Mr. Crowley, No Bone Movies, Revelation, and then in quotes Mother Earth, Steal Away, in quotes The Night. Bonus tracks: You, Looking at Me, Looking at You, Goodbye to Romance, guitar and vocal mix, and then RR, which is an outtake from Randy Rhoads. Great stuff. Next, we got Sola Squia. These guys, I believe, are prog, and I got this as well from Metalhead Box. They've supplied a good amount of my CDs at this point, but these guys are really good. This album's pretty good. I haven't listened to it fully, and I haven't listened to it in a while, but I can tell you this is good. Anything in my collection, I like. That's not just because I got it from the Metalhead Box, I don't want to sell it. No, it's because I actually like it. This one is called Witch's Mark, and they're a pretty good thrash band. This is an EP, and it's got 5 songs. It's got Salem's Fire, Cauldron Born, Ethereal, and A Grim Apparition, along with a bonus track called A Grim Apparition, and it's the demo. This is off of Heaven and Hell Records, and this was released in 2009. It's pretty good, and I love the artwork. It's like a Grim Reaper-like figure holding the heads of 3 witches on it, and it just looks awesome, and you can see the zoomed-in witches' heads on the back. And it's got no, like, the CD is pretty blank on the inside, just says Witch's Mark on a red CD, but, you know, CDs don't have to look overly good. Next, Cronin, I believe it is. These guys are the progressive, alternative stuff, and they're pretty good, honestly. They came with a booklet for Seasons of Mist, which, I love that record label. If you guys like black metal, they're really good. Death metal, doom metal, prog, alternative, you know, they got some good stuff on here. These guys are pretty good. I didn't know they were on Seasons until I got the CD, but they're really good. I would recommend them to anybody who wants to sit down and listen to like 10-minute prog songs. Volbeat. This album has like a western vibe to it, and they're pretty good. I love the album cover, and I actually have this shirt. I don't wear it as often because I prefer to wear like my death metal shirts and stuff like that. But these guys are really good. There's good songs in here, and I like their older stuff better, but this stuff isn't bad. Okay, got a few more albums. I'm saving the biggest ones for last. Sinestro Semente. This is a Mexican metal album. It's Mexican symphonic, and it's really cool. The album cover is kind of blank, but the music is very fulfilling. These guys are also signed to Season of Mist, sorry. And that record label is just amazing. Everything about this is really cool. Spoken all in Spanish. So, I mean, if you just want to sit there and listen to that, go ahead. It's amazing. Next, The Untouchables by Korn. Now, this is a pretty good Korn album. Not my favorite. Fall Leader is my favorite. But it's got really good songs, and it's just a really good album for any Korn fan or anybody wanting to get into Korn. And this video is just trying to be about my album collection, so I'm sorry if it's boring to some of you, but I'm trying to make it good. I'm gonna save the two I really like from the Metalhead box for last, which got Neuraxis live progression, because I got an album something progression, but this is the live album, so every song on here is live, and they're kind of like I think they're death metal actually, I don't know offhand actually. They're signed to Galley Records, and they're pretty good. The Metalhead box supplied these guys, and that's what I like about the Metalhead box. They give you CDs that are like unknown bands, which is really cool, or not as well known. Next we got Zoff, and this album I've listened to about 3 times. It's really good. I love the artwork on it, and the artwork inside does not disappoint either. I had to line up the CD to this top because I was like, oh, that looks so badass like that. And they are signed to Creature of the Northwest. They have a lot of Lovecraftian influence and otherworldly influence. So space, monsters, the Elder Gods from H.P. Lovecraft stuff influence a lot of this. The last one, I think it's I'm not certain, but their album name is, I'm gonna butcher this. Diabolic, I believe this is either German or Polish. Profanta Omedegeden och Pikten. I don't know, I don't speak the language, but it's really good black metal. It's got a very like dirty sounding production, very like black metal production to it. So I would recommend this for anybody who likes black metal and wants to learn another language, kind of like Rammstein. Okay, we're gonna cover this one, Slayer's Repentless. Now this one's a 2 CD thing because I've got the Repentless album and then the Live at Wacken 2014. I got this at Barnes & Noble. It was sitting there for about a month, or like 2 months, and I got it because I was like, nobody else is gonna buy it, nobody else knows Slayer. And it folds out like this, so it's kind of cool. I would definitely recommend this for Slayer fans, because, okay, hang on. But yeah, this album's good for anybody who likes Slayer, or just thrash metal, or any of the big 4, because it's Slayer's last album. Come on, buy it, people. I'm joking, you don't have to buy it unless you want to. I think I folded it wrong. Yeah, there we go. Now it's folded right. And you just slide it back into its case. But yeah, this is a pretty good album. It's the second album by Slayer I heard, and I would just really recommend this to anybody who likes Slayer or thrash metal. If you don't like thrash metal, more metal for us. The last one, my most recent album in my collection, Cartography. This is no fairy tale. The digibox that came with a necklace, but I have it kind of in this thing because I really like the way the box looks, and it's big and it gets people's attention. Now the album comes with a booklet. This one mostly focuses on the story of Hansel and Gretel, and just focuses on a lot of darker subjects like child abuse and broken homes, along with murder and cannibalism. So if you like black metal and you like storytelling, this is a great album for you guys. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment for more videos. And check out my Facebook page for more businessy stuff. And check out my Instagram page for more personal posts, mostly about patches and my jacket. And as far as that goes, I will be recommending the album I think I will recommend Texas Hippie Collection Pride of Texas. Now, also check out the guys who do the music for these videos. Thank you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.